got a couple missing this evening. Has everyone had a chance to read the minutes?
Yes.
Any issues or corrections that you saw? Okay, can I have a motion to accept last month's minutes?
I make a motion to accept last month's minutes.
Second?
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
New business, we have Fountain City Forward.
Gee, I'm gonna go first. I just wanted to come and give you an update on the grant that we applied for and tell y'all that unfortunately we did not get it. So we will be pursuing something else to figure out how to do other stuff. But on the other side, the block party that we have done the last 2 years, the third annual, will be Friday, July 31st. Hopefully there'll be some flyers this week soon start to get hung up. I'm just trying to nail down. Hopefully we're gonna do touch a truck again, have a bounce house. I'm working on getting food. But this year, instead of just a block party, we will end it with a movie. So our movie guy's actually gonna DJ for us some, and then during the block party, and then we'll have a movie. So it'll be fun. I think we're gonna plan on starting about 6, but hopefully you'll start seeing some flyers out this week. So, but that's really all that's going on in our neck of the woods, other than sad about the grant, but we'll figure out what else we can look for, so. That was all I really wanted.
Okay.
Just to give you that update.
Alright, the new date for the fireworks, due to the fact Richmond got rained out last Saturday night, they are having fireworks at Richmond this Saturday night. So ours got pushed back to September the 19th, which is Levi Coffin weekend. So I happened to hear it on the radio, and then my son texted me about it, and then Shane sent us a text last night about it. So that's kind of discouraging, but not a lot we can do. I know he's a busy guy, got a lot of places to be.
Yeah.
So, park project. Thursday night, Sue and I, Angie and Terry Wiesahan met with, can you help me with her name?
Acacia. St.
Acacia St. John. Fountain City is potentially eligible for some funds to update, replace, add things to the park. One of the stipulations is we do have to have we have to do like a campaign type fundraiser, okay? Which she is gonna help walk us through that. And the state will match whatever we raise up to $50,000. And then Forward Wayne County will try to make up the difference, okay? We are gonna have a public meeting / workshop on August the 18th at 7 o'clock. So any public, we want you here, okay? Acacia will be here, she'll answer any questions, be able to help kind of walk us through the process. I was unaware that this was even a thing, until Angie sent me a message on Facebook and said, did you get Acacia's email? I'm like, no, well, I found it in my spam folder. But I guess she's been trying to reach out to people in Fountain City to get some kind of a feedback for a while.
Now, I've been taking care of it for the past 2 years. I've had
Yeah.
multiple meetings with her.
So, the meeting
She did say
that Mike attended was in August
No, I went to 3 different meetings with her.
The last one
Okay.
you just did was the June Zoom call.
Did you, and,
that we
okay.
had to do.
Cause there was different things, that we could try to target, you know, the park, blight, neglected properties and such. Mike was there, I think Trina, did you go?
I was at that one where they was talking about the changes in the state statute for taxes and stuff like that.
Okay, so, the park project seemed to be something that those that, you know, that attended for Fountain City, along with those from Forward Wayne County, thought was more of a priority. So, like I said, that's just kind of like a touch of what we are looking at doing. She said, you know, the fundraising could be, it runs like 90 days. Basically, we ask for donations, and it can be from anybody. You know, it could be 50 cents, it could be whatever, you know. She did mention to us that Milton raised $87,000 when they did theirs. So, and Dublin was up there quite high as well. So, that's why I called the public meeting workshop, and I want as many people here as possible, so we can see if this is something we can move forward with. Any questions on that right now?
That was Tuesday, August 18th.
August the 18th. Yeah, Acacia, she's already booked for July. But she can come in on August the 18th, because when we were meeting, we were trying to figure out a date. And I know with summer, kids out of school, people gone, vacation, what have you. I thought, well, maybe we'd just wait till after the kids go back to school. We would have more people be able to possibly attend. And like I said, she'll be here to answer any questions that anybody has. And then she will attend the September meeting. And that's when the board will decide whether we want to move forward with it. Because it does have to be finalized by no later than October. So we kind of have to move somewhat quickly on this, okay? Any other questions about that right now? All right. Unfinished business, ordinances.
I talked to Phyllis on the phone today while she called the office, and did she tell you what the other, things that they needed for that ordinance, the exception that Lori said she needed to be taken out? Do you remember the parking ordinance we talked
Yes,
about last month?
I do know.
And then Phyllis said something about that we needed to maybe, we needed to know if we needed to restrict it to a certain time, if you wanted to make it all the time, and if you wanted to specify what size trucks you'll allow, and that kind of stuff.
And I can
So-
give you examples of other towns and cities where they've done a time restriction, size restriction. If you want those, you can look at it. And then if next meeting, if you guys want to approve one of those versions, we can do that. I just need to know.
The weight limit, I had sent her the weight limit for the semis, tractor trailers, which personally, I think that is the main issue. I go by there every morning about 7, and I do use some farm trucks with trailers, but they seem to be parking, on one side or the other. That way there's still room for somebody to get through there, whether it's an emergency vehicle or whatever. but the semis, you know, they take up the whole street. As far as a time, I don't know how to choose a specific time. Because, I mean, you don't really know when an emergency might happen. But we can discuss that and maybe decide, you know, usually I see them first thing in the morning. Did you get a chance to go down there and talk to them?
Yeah, but of course the owner wasn't there, but I did talk to Dave Dine, but she got on the phone with, you know, whoever the owner is while I was there, or the person that takes care of it part-time. And, I encouraged them to come to the meeting, but
Okay. Not only, you know, with the tractor trailers, blocking the street, as they deliver, when they try to make that corner, they're not really, some of them aren't really all that skilled as making that corner and damaging residents' property.
So all this started a couple of years ago because of the resident came in here and complained about the back tires of that starting. So that's the reason why all this started, which is a civil matter that has nothing to do with us whatsoever.
Well, it's a town street.
Correct, it is.
So,
So is the main issue blocking emergency vehicles? Does it matter which side they park on? The semis, is it
that
blocking
street,
people?
you've probably never been down through there, that street is very, very narrow.
Okay.
There's two ways to get there.
Yeah, it's
it's not a
pretty,
dead
it's
end.
pretty narrow.
Where the,
It's not a dead end
so
street.
say you had a intersection, it's just this part of the intersection, so it's a 90-degree turn. If there was a stop sign, if it kept going, you know, there'd be an intersection, so they call it a curve, but it's a 90-degree curve, would you
Yeah,
agree?
it's a 90-degree turn.
Almost 90 degree if it's
Yeah.
not all the way 90 degree.
It is.
turn.
How did they,
So this is Water Street, or this, yeah, and this is Cherry.
how did
So they have
unload
two different names.
How's the semi unloaded? Is it just like through
The back end of it.
back,
Back
like
end of
with
it.
The
the,
lift gate.
okay.
Yeah, they're usually off to the, every time I go by there at 7 o'clock, 7:30 in the morning, they're usually off to one side. It may be tight, but
Now, do they go on the street to push the, like pallets?
No, it goes into the parking lot, they're right next to the
Okay.
mini mart.
you
Okay.
know,
Okay, yeah, I can give you a couple, like, examples of the ways other towns have, like, restricted it. And just, like, let you review those, but yeah, I'll email them either to you or to everybody.
Yeah, we're just trying to figure out some kind of a solution, you know, not, well, for one, you know, for our residents, you know, those that do live back there are elderly, so anything could happen at any time. And since I worked with a CDL school, I know how tough it is for those 90 degrees.
Yeah.
Making turns, backing up, and if they don't.
I don't wanna speak out of turn, but the damage being done to her curve is not from semis. It's from gooseneck trailers, Amish haulers, anybody that comes around that corner from the other direction,
Yeah,
not
with
going
the
that
trailer.
way.
Yeah.
Because we made a point to tell the driver, stay away from the curb. And, I mean, I've been down, I go down there every morning, I'm there at 7 o'clock every morning. And probably 5 times in the last year, I've seen 2 trucks side by side at one time. That's a problem, but it's not the business's problem. It's because their scheduling gets off. And they got one supposed to show at 8, one's supposed to show at 8:30, you know, so they have time to unload and move everything. But, you know, you have to be, you know, you got 7 businesses in the town, and they contribute a lot. Believe me, I know. I did it myself, to everything, whether it be fireworks, you know, Fountain City Forward, anything. You don't wanna damage that
Relationship.
Yeah, relationship, because that could hurt a lot of other things. And you don't wanna start condemning the businesses from being able to operate. I mean, now, on that side of 27, they have full capacity to park along the road. They can park right in front of the parking lot. But if you force that, then who's gonna be responsible for the accidents it creates, people trying to pull out when they can't see what's coming from the south? So you got, you know, you're gonna be kinda careful about, you know, where you go with this, because like I said, it is a street, and it's the two homes back there, Mrs. Lantern and Miss McDonald, are both accessible from the other direction. You know, Wes is, your fire chief is right there in the building right beside him. You know, if anybody responds, it's gonna be him, you know, as far as medically, or, you know, police or whatever, but they can, and they've been doing a lot better, and they've been told by the owners they need to shift the trucks to the one side, because they were parking in the center, which is a no-no. But, you know, there's been maybe 5 times since December that I can say that it's been blocked, and it's not for very long. You know, they're not there all day.
We're just trying to come up with a solution for everyone, you know?
Well, I mean, I
Can't please
know
everybody.
she came in the store and talked to the people there about it, you know, and Tommy's not, you know, he's a pretty laid back guy, and you just gotta be careful, like I said, that you don't condemn the business, because you're not gonna get anybody else coming to town if they know, you know, the board is trying to create problems for them.
Yeah,
You know,
well,
rather
maybe
than
we
work with
could,
them.
you know, if we set a time, if we do set a time, I don't know, how long does it usually take them to unload and all
Half
that?
hour,
Half hour?
if that
Okay,
much.
we'll say,
Well,
I
but I
don't
mean,
know.
you have, like Tuesdays now, you have more than one truck. You
So
know,
they have schedules they're on, so. it
so
would
if we
kinda
can
be
find
hard to
out
set
like
times.
what their schedules are,
Yeah,
we
that
can
always
set,
changes.
we can set a
Yeah.
time,
yeah,
and at the same time, those that have, we'll say farms, Amish, whatever, that,
see, that gets
They
hard to stop, because it is a street.
nah,
You can't.
not to maybe park on each side, that way the tractor trailer has room.
Yeah, well, that's hard to stop, because it is
Um,
a street, you know.
Yeah, like I
Are you
said, we're
gonna do
just,
that for the
we're
whole
just,
town?
you
You
know,
know?
we've had a lot of complaints.
Well, that's what I was
Yeah.
curious about too. Have you had a lot of complaints from a lot of people, or have you had multiple complaints from one person?
Multiple complaints from the same couple people.
There's the answer. And they're not restricted, and that time of morning, they're not even driving. You know, I mean, and they could if they wanted to, they don't block their drives. You know,
And
so-
there is an exit. I mean,
Yes.
The road's open both ends.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I mean, if you come up with some examples, put your heads together and see
Okay.
if we can't, come up with a compromise or something that's feasible for everyone, the residents, the business. That's just what we're looking for, is just some kind of a solution.
I would say you probably don't have a truck down there past 9 o'clock, because most of them show up at 7:30, and they're unloaded and gone.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Lord.
yes.
So I have a thought here. If it's the same person, then it's obvious somebody's driving over their yard. Are there cameras available to where if it is whoever it is, they could be sent notification? Because you're not supposed to drive on somebody else's yard.
It's
Yeah,
civil,
I
it's
don't-
civil, so has nothing
So
to
it
do
do-
with
it-
us
okay,
whatsoever.
gotcha.
That's between you
Because
that
that
person
to
is
me
driving
seems
through the
like
yard.
it's the solution, not making rules that would cause problems for the
Right.
businesses or the trucking industry.
Correct. Yeah, it's all civil, and it has always been civil on that side of it, you know. So,
Well, thank you. I just,
Yep.
it popped in my head.
yep.
Okay, then we don't have any other updates on any of the other ordinances, correct?
Did you find out anything about what county does as far as the Amish buggies?
I could not find anything on it.
So that was the only other one that we tabled was the aprons on the horses
Okay,
last month.
alright, so can I have a motion to table an update on the ordinances, until next meeting?
I'd say, we'll wait until we hear back from the attorney on what they have before we put it back on the table.
A second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Alright. Control panel.
Yep, so I talked to a couple companies, and they said it's gonna be extremely difficult for them to be able to duplicate, and we're gonna have to pay them hourly as far as to try and do it, to try to diagnose what the possible problem could be when the power is shut off, so it could be an ongoing issue as far as they may say, hey, this is parts weak, this part's weak, they may change it, take care of it, it may not have. So realistically, we might be at a point where just go ahead and update the system as far as on that side of it. Instead of throwing away thousands of dollars and not fixing it, and then we wind up still having to go ahead and do it. You know, if we get $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 into it, well, we're already a quarter of the way there,
Okay.
you know?
David, remind me what the quote was?
So the quote.
You still got it?
Do you have it?
Like a little over 21,000, I think.
Do we have more than one quote?
No, it's just,
It's
No,
it's just one, because
the
only
BL
one
Anderson
company
is-
does it.
yeah, it's the
Okay.
PLN.
It's in my office if you need me to go grab it.
No, I got it right here.
Okay.
I don't know if it has the.
So it was like
basically,
3
it had-
pages.
Yeah, there's multiple pages on that side of it. The total, which is gonna come with a yearly service, or not necessarily service, it's like a data plan, is that
Yeah.
about what you take it as? In other words,
Yep.
cause it's gonna have an automatic dialer, notify the operators, whoever's listed on it. And that total replacement cost with that first year, as far as on that plan, is $21,506.96. I'll go ahead and make a motion to update the control panel.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And you said 21,005?
There you go, I'll give it to you, it's on this last page.
I couldn't remember.
$21,506.97.
Alright. Okay, neglected properties. Yeah, I know Trina has.
I received an email, which all the council members were included in the email that I got. But Wayne County Forward and an engineering company got together and made a blighted properties map for Fountain City. And they rank them in as far as good, fair, and poor. And they have a list of all the blighted addresses, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 listed as poor, and the rest of them are fair. So I don't know if you want me to read off all the addresses, or if you just want me to pass it down the row,
So the past couple of years that I've been going to the meetings, that's part of the conversations that we've been having, so I mean, that's,
Yeah, and I did, send an email to Trina with some, I don't know if they're duplicated, but this is from August of 25, and I think a lot has happened since August of 25.
these are more like our blighted properties. Some of these on here are just ones that like need their yards taken care of, or weeds or stuff like that.
Well, that,
They might
yeah,
not
that's,
necessarily be on here.
that was about one of the ordinances for the raw vegetation.
Yeah.
That's what my list is those that I noticed that has a lot of raw vegetation growing, around their property, long fence, around the house, their sheds, whatever. And some of them on the list there that we talked about many times, and trying to get the owners, because they're unoccupied, to come up and take care of it. And basically all they do is they just come down, they bring a riding lawnmower, and they just drive around the yard. That's about it. I brought it up last month of trying to figure out, amending the ordinance. We do have an ordinance, correct?
Yeah.
Possibly updating that to amend that ordinance to include the raw vegetation, not just mowing the grass and trimming the bushes. There's, of course,
Is that the
everybody
one?
drives through town, you know, you got the two big ones there on 27 that you can't even hardly see the building. And there's 4 on Front Street, and it just makes the town look unsuitable.
This one on the blighted one, if I read the email right, there's a program that if you guys are interested, you can email them back, that they may be able to help with some of these blighted ones, but of course, not ones that are just vegetation.
Yeah, cause I wasn't looking to force anyone to, repair the roof or paint their house, or, 'cause not everybody, not everybody's got that kind of money. But just taking care of their yards, make it as presentable as possible.
We also have to remember that if they're lived in, there are people that can't afford the equipment to take care of some things, or they're just not able to get out and do it, and not able to hire people to do it. So we have to take things like that into consideration too.
Yeah. I was originally hoping to try to maybe come up with some kind of a committee or group to go around and help some of these that we know cannot
Attorney,
do it,
wants to
but
say something.
Now that you have a list, would it be helpful if we explain what you can do for, because you have a separate ordinance on weeds, you have one for unsafe building. We can explain what you can do for each, and then you guys can decide by property. Would that work?
now run that by me again, I'm sorry.
We can explain, like, draft something explaining what you can do under each ordinance. In your next meetings, you can kind of go through and pick which properties you want to pursue, as it's explained, like what you can do. You can start to see which ones you want to go through, and we can work on enforcement and stuff, but it sounds like there hasn't been a lot of enforcement in the past, okay. Yeah.
No, because I don't think it's been included in the ordinance.
It's always
As far as
been.
I know, the ordinance just covers mowing and trimming the bushes.
No, it's
There's
already,
two, that's
there's
what he
already
said,
two there
there's,
that's been in there, and that's what we've been talking about for the past 3 months, 4 months, something like that, about due process. Remember having those conversations? There's stuff that has to be corrected before you can enforce anything, so.
and Lori, he was saying there's 2 separate ordinances. One that deals with vegetation and one for blighted properties. So he's gonna explain what your options are on each one, what you can do to the property owner under those
If you
ordinances.
need
All right,
amendments to the ordinances, we can include that too, and then go from there.
all right.
Okay.
Sounds like a plan. So, can I have a motion to table this until, our attorney has more information on the two ordinances?
How
And
much?
before we make a decision on how to move forward?
Yeah, I'll table it, I'd like the motion to table it until the attorney gets back with us.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Alright,
The fire department roof. Now, one of the firemen said something to me, he says, don't forget about the leak on our roof. Now, I remember discussing that leak, but unfortunately, I don't remember what was actually decided.
I went through all of our minutes for this year and what I had from last year. I couldn't find it anywhere.
It's
Where it
been
was
discussed.
I think it was just brought up in like department, or one thing led to another and we got talking about it. I think it started out with the ice.
Because
Yeah, and I don't know, I think it was something that got brought up that wasn't actually on the agenda, so that
Right.
may be why it wasn't actually in the minutes, cause nothing was actually decided or voted on, it was just discussed.
yeah,
And there were comments made that it's the fire department's roof and so it should be on the fire department, but there was never any actual decisions made.
when it was fixed before, I remember taking the contractor through and showing with Jeff, and to find all where it was leaking at from the inside, you could see. But I do not remember if we paid half or not. We must have if I was looking.
You mean when we got the new roof?
Mm-hmm. Well,
That was
because they had,
grant money,
no,
nobody-
that was what, no, I think maybe they did decide to do the new roof then.
Yep, that was grant money, nobody.
That's been
so
several
if
years
it's leaking,
ago.
then what kind of warranty is on it?
Well, the person that did it isn't in business anymore.
It was Denver, his health
Denver
problems, he don't
Hotline.
do it no more.
Lovely.
But, I mean, on other things, if it's the fire departments, they fix it, like the bay doors and stuff like that, but that's on y'all. All I can tell you
I'd like to know,
is
I've just-
facts, and it's been brought up that they pay a lease to the town every year, so why should they have to pay to fix the roof?
And
Well,
what
they
is
pay
that?
$1 a
Yeah, what
year,
is that lease?
$1 a year.
$1 a year.
And
So,
on the other side of it, the fire department has more extra money to spend on equipment and stuff like that than the town does. So, but that's y'all to decide how you wanna proceed.
I'd like
with it.
to have it in writing what the actual problem is and where the leak's at, all of that before, cause like I said, it's been discussed. I mean, as far as like with the ice and stuff like that, but as far as any damage or anything that needs to be fixed, I'm not aware of it, as far as on that side of it, so.
Like I said, I just remember a discussion, but like I
Yeah.
said, I don't remember that there was a decision.
Yeah,
made.
I don't know that any, like the fire department has even called anybody to actually look at it,
Yeah,
so.
No,
Last
I
I
think they're
called,
waiting
the
on the
ice.
town board to do that. So what's your thoughts on, should it be the town or should it be the fire department? What's your thoughts?
my take on it is, this is the town's, that's the fire department's.
Yeah.
That's
We
my,
already gotta
that,
clean
that's
up
my
the
take
outside
on
over
it, I
there,
mean,
so.
but
Gary,
like I said,
that-
I'm not, the town owns the building as far as on that side of it, but yet as far as anything that needs done over there, the fire department takes care of it,
Yeah.
painting, everything. I
And
mean,
when
on
they
that side.
want to do something or they wanna, whatever they do, they don't come and ask permission from us to do it.
So, I don't know, I'd like to see it in writing what the problem is and maybe have it brought to us as far as on that side of it, and if they need to get somebody in here to take a look at a roof, then, I mean, if David needs to get a hold of somebody to come in and look at the roof, then so be it. Hey, David, can you get a hold of a roof company to come take a look at possible leak? If
But
they-
we also are gonna need to, in Jeff's office, then he won't let anybody have access to his office, so.
Well, if that's the problem, then I guess it's on that side, so, but like I said, until it's brought to the town board, I feel nothing's gonna get done as far as on that side of it, so.
Okay, so, do you want me to contact Jeff? Or do we want David to maybe, I don't know, speak to Wes? One reason I was hoping Shane was here.
It's only in Jeff's office, isn't it?
I don't know.
What,
The only
that's what it
place-
started, when we first was told about it, that's where it was. That's all I know. Is that it's Jeff's
From what I
office.
heard, something about the furnace runs up above his office. I mean, it could be something as simple as
I'm just
that
saying.
just leaking into his office.
Yeah, they've never had anybody come look at what is actually causing the problem.
Alright, so then, can I have a motion to, have the fire department, have somebody come out?
That's on them, I mean, for them to do. We can't force them. As far as that goes, either they wanna do it or they don't. Now ultimately, we can dictate here as far as, hey, David, we need for you to get somebody to come in and take a look at it, cause David's an employee of the town. Now ultimately, as far as the communication with Jeff, if you wanna take care of that, then so be it. But being able to set a time that Jeff's like, well, I'm here from 1 to 2 o'clock on Tuesday, you may not be able to find a contractor that can do that.
I mean, I have access to that office, since I do take care of the financial standings and the ledgers and all that stuff. So David, you want to maybe contact someone, have them take a look, see if they can figure out what the problem
Yeah.
is?
I mean, if I do it, I guess I can call you with whenever they can get here, just make sure that office can get unlocked. I mean, that's all I can do with
You
it.
can get to the loft, they can check there first and,
Yeah.
and if they actually
Yeah.
get in his office,
Yep.
we can see if we can find somebody to get us in there.
Yep, and if you give me a time and if I'm not available, which I probably won't be, cause
You
if
get
it's during the
Libby.
daytime, I can notify
Libby.
Jeff and he's either
Libby
gonna
is
allow-
usually who I
yeah.
have to get a hold of if it's during the day and she comes and unlocks his office.
I'm sorry, who?
Libby,
Oh,
I just need to know where the leaks come from. I have no idea,
Right.
right,
so it's a big area.
Yeah, all we know is there's leaks. That's it.
Yeah, it could be from anywhere.
mine did too, and I have brand new roof, mine leaked just because of the,
So I just,
The
I mean,
ice.
before I call somebody, just have somebody meet over there, at least I can pinpoint an area. So I'd rather not show up with a contractor and have no idea where I'm looking. Kinda waste my time.
Yep.
alright, well.
Or
you-
have
you
Sam
let
do
me
it as
know.
far as that goes, since he's over buildings and grounds.
Yeah.
I mean, you could have Sam do it to where
Yep.
you're able to do your water, sewer, however it works out best.
Yeah,
You can let me know and I'll notify him that they gotta get in his office.
So,
And if he's not available, then nobody's gonna look at it.
works for me.
Alright, department reports.
As far as the police department, all the mandates are getting done, as far as on that side of it. The Explorer is at Speedy Pete's, the throttle body's messing up. And there's a small coolant leak that can't be found, so they're gonna be looking at it. The Hot Tahoe, I do believe the radio's getting put in this week, and then it'll be up and running. And then the other thing is, the police department's looking at, purchasing 2 more duty weapons for the officers to carry, which will be the property of the town. He's called 2 different places, and one of them is $559 per weapon, and the other one is $480 per weapon. They're looking at getting 2 of them, and he's already talked with Trina as far as his equipment funds. That he has the money in there, but he's just looking for the town board's approval as far as to be able to purchase 2 new weapons.
That sounds like
So, do I have a motion to,
It's gonna be the 480 ones.
to go ahead and purchase 2 new firearms at $480 apiece.
I'll motion that.
Slingshots.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Anything else? Okay.
Same people.
That happens when you only got 2 here.
I know.
You can just pay Robin Hood. You could just be Robin Hood, go around with all the
Alright, the utility department, do you have anything?
Floodplain ordinance, I finished it up. I got sent in for revision. They're supposed to go through it and send it back, and then you guys will be able to sign it. Water loss audit was done. We're like right around 5%, which is really good. I think that's about it.
I have a question as far as like goes along with utilities. Since Sam's been here 6 months, he's been cleared, he was cleared by Doug and Stuckey to do the weekend checks. And so he's been learning sewer stuff because that'll be the certification test he can take first. Can I start paying him partly out of sewer because the general employee's wages is already going negative, so I'm gonna have to figure out where to take money
Yeah.
to fix that, and to alleviate some of it with sewer would help.
And that's what we've done in the past, once they get to that point, so
Yes.
if you need a motion to do that.
Yes, please.
I'll go ahead and make a motion for part of Sam's pay, the percentage, whatever Trina needs to do, to start coming out of the sewer.
Do I have a
And then-
second?
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Alright,
Street department doesn't look like he has any issues. Do you know if he has any issues going on?
Pretty good to go. Well, we was gonna talk about the truck. So Ford, we're still getting a death wobble in the truck. It only happens between 55, 60 mile an hour. So I just try to refrain it from taking it out of town or going that fast. The street truck transmission's been slipping a little bit in it. So I don't know if you guys just had like a general idea of like a life expectancy out of the trucks, or
the cheapest way would be to go ahead and probably have it serviced as far
Yeah.
as the flush, have the filters, cause it's probably never had that done. It probably needs to be done, so that'd be the first point to start at. And at the end of the day, replacing a transmission is a lot cheaper than buying a new truck.
absolutely.
So, I would recommend that we get the transmission flushed, get the filters changed, and go that route first and see where it's at. Once they do that service, then they'll be able to check it for wear as far as any metal shavings that may be in it. And then we can reevaluate it as far as possibly next month to going forward.
You should we try to get a couple quotes for next month, or try to get
That's
it
gonna
in
be a
by-
routine maintenance, I mean, as far as that needs to be done, so I say get it done.
Yeah.
Yeah, if Sam, either take it to Speedy Pete's to have the transmissions just serviced, like
Yeah.
Michael said, and then if he finds a problem, then he
We'll
can give
get
you a
quotes
quote on
for,
that.
yeah.
Okay.
But as far
And-
as the service goes, you don't need a quote for that.
Salt box come in. We take the Dodge to Hoosier Battery on Wednesday. Should have it back later Wednesday. It might be Thursday morning before we get it back, but
No, it's good, okay.
Anything else?
that was it.
Okay, visitors forum.
Hmm?
Visitors
wanna-
forum, anybody have anything?
I have a couple of things. First of all, I love this town. I do. I like it here, period. But I have a question. Are the roads done?
No,
No.
So they're gonna come back?
yeah, they still have to do the curbs and repave it and all that.
Okay, I was just curious because there's a sign on my yard that blinks in the windows.
Yeah,
So, but the second one has to do with my water, and I just have a question. I moved here in February. I bought the house in December, but I can't get water till I pay for the person before me, their
No,
bill.
That's not what I told you, Sandy.
So then help, because
I told you that her bill is not your responsibility, and your response was, well, I'm not gonna get the water turned on until she takes care of that. But
So I
to-
can have
told you
water?
that I can't refuse you water because she didn't pay her final bill.
Thank you, because I've brought it up every time and I didn't, thank you. So I can have water.
Yeah, I never told you couldn't have water.
You've been living there without water?
Yeah, I've been getting my water from Glenn Miller.
Oh.
So because I was under the assumption the bill had to be paid first.
No.
So
I
maybe
told you
I
that
just
when you
misheard.
filled out the application and you was determined to make her pay it. And
okay.
you wasn't going to get water turned on until she paid it. That's what you told me. I
Well, then,
never told you
I
that
was
you
under-
couldn't have it.
I misunderstood.
Okay,
So, but thank you for clarifying.
You're welcome.
In front of everybody.
you're welcome.
So, but just so you know, you can stay clean if you have to bring your own water in, but I'm getting a greenhouse and I wanna put in a garden and that's a lot of water to tote.
You need water.
Pardon?
You need water.
I do, just for little things.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right,
Anything else?
I think that's it.
Anyone else?
Nope.
Tony?
Nope.
Rob?
Said my piece.
All right, moving on to claims and payments. I just had a couple of questions. When will we stop paying Michael Stuckey now that David is fully certified?
I think the last invoice he sent me would probably be his last invoice.
As of July 1st, we shouldn't be, other than be taking samples up there for them to test for wastewater.
Yeah, the
Right.
waste,
Which
the
Which
waste,
is,
the sewer
an
test,
ongoing thing.
but his water contract, May would be the last invoice that I would pay him for his water.
June, I take over July 1st.
Oh, I mean, June. June would be the last month that
Okay,
I'll
cause
get
there's
an
one on
invoice.
here for June 4th and June 12th, so there's gonna be one more?
That's because he emails them to me and I missed March's, and
So it's
that's
a month.
either April's and May's or March's and April's, one of the two.
So we'll have one more? Is that
Should
it?
be.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure.
They're a month behind, so the one I pay in June was for May. The
Okay.
one I pay in July will be for June.
Okay. That was all I had. Anybody have any other questions on the claims,
Nope.
payments?
Make a motion to pay claims payment.
Do I have a second?
I say that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Do
Make it.
I have a motion to adjourn?
Make a motion to adjourn.
I say that.
All in favor?
Aye.